Hey everyone, John Runner 88 here, again with another Star Wars toy review. This time it is Clone Commander Wolffe from the Vintage Collection. Um, he is an alright figure. I really only picked him up because I saw him, and I just got fives the other day, fives back there, um, and I was kind of on a clone high, and I ran into Walmart real quick, and I was like, if I see a Chirrut, I might pick him up. And if I see a wolf, I might pick him up. And there was one wolf hanging there, so I was like, I guess I'll pick him up. I did pass on him originally, though. I'd seen him several times. I got all the other figures in that wave, KTOSO, the Power Droid, and the Luke Stormtrooper disguise. And I passed on Wolf because he was just, you know, a repaint head swap, new helmet for the old like Captain Rex sculpt that we have, which I don't have one of, but I just always knew he was kind of like I don't like this. Yeah, let's see. Let's break him down a little bit. I, the the torso, if it doesn't move, I do not like your vintage figure. I'm sorry. It's just outdated. Every figure these days that they come out with new figures, it has a movable torso. He can like swivel at the waist, um, but that right there just kills it for me. We've got troopers from like basically the first few waves of like Revenge of the Sith when they started coming out with like those more articulated troopers. They had they had torso articulation. Like, come on. The fact that a clone commander these days doesn't have that is absolutely ridiculous. Um, that makes me pass on a figure these days for the most part. When it's like a repack and you can tell, like he's got just like the swivel thighs here. You know, the rest of the articulation is alright. He's got the wrist here. It's fine. Elbows, which they didn't color the strap here, which makes it just like a weird gap between for like his elbow for a clone trooper. I was like, it looks a little weird, and I was like, oh, it's because it's just clearly not painted. It's supposed to be. You can see on the card back it's painted, or it's white at least. And then this thing, this chunky antenna, it's terrible. I kind of want to just cut it off and stick a little something in there just to make it look a little like cleaner. It's just like big and chunky and stupid. They could have easily have just put like a little something. It didn't have to be like this big long phallic thing. His belt also, it's way too small. It's like wicked tiny. Like you can see, just one of the old troopers. That's a bad example, but it just looks small to me. I think the problem is that this guy, he's like people compare like when you put the old Rex next to like fives and like Echo and Jesse, the new ARC troopers. They're like, oh, they're too short. It's like, no, I think this guy's just a little too tall for a clone. And also, I've never liked like the way their feet look on this sculpt. It's just weird. They look like big clown feet. They're just weird feet for him. Yeah, just not a fan of this figure overall. And I've also seen some reviews where the pistols just like don't fit in the hand, and I was like, oh, well, maybe that's just theirs, but like, nah, it just doesn't really fit. It just he like hardly grabs it. It's just a weird shaped pistol, I think. I've got some others, so I might like swap them out. And then they like fall out of. This one seems to like click in a little bit if I push it in to get in there a little snugly, but also these like holsters, they're just like big and goofy looking. Just don't like him. Like Fives, like he's phenomenal. Everything about him is just amazing. The fact that they're just redoing, or they're doing Rex again with this sculpt, and they're not even giving him a, like, if they at least gave him like a head underneath with the new heads they've been doing, like that would be like okay, but still, like the best part about this figure is his head and his helmet. They're both phenomenal. The helmet goes on and off super easy, and the rangefinder does like move. It's articulated. Took a little bit to like actually like get it moving. When I had mine, I was like, does it move? But I looked inside and it had like, I could see like the other end of it in there, so I could tell it was a separate piece. So I just worked it a little bit. He was able to move. But yeah, his helmet's fantastic. Like the helmet looks amazing. The paintwork on it is great. Look at that. Looks awesome. It's just everything from here. Like the paint apps are great on it too. A little Wolfpack symbol and everything. So all that's great. It's just the figure itself. Like this is just an outdated figure. Like they should have held off on him and just done it with the new like ARC Trooper, like taking elements from it, which I guarantee they're doing with like future figures. Talked about it in my Fives video. It does seem like they're future proofing some of the pieces to that, like the thigh armor being connected to, because on this one, you know, this is proper knee armor, but on the ARC Troopers, it's connected up here, and I think that's just so that they can swap out the shins nice and easy to make like more variations of like troopers moving forward. But again, this guy, he's all right. Honestly, I would, unless you're like a huge Wolfpack fan, you want to pick him up. But I mean, there's really no one else, no other troopers to go along with him. I've got these guys from like years ago, the like Coruscant landing platform troopers, which, you know, they're gray. They'll be fine with them. But again, he's a little bit taller than them. Can't tell too much, but you can tell a little bit. He's just a little bit taller. So the new troopers are not the issue. These guys are the issues whenever people do comparisons with Rex. And the new ARC troopers, they're like, oh, they're short. No, these guys are just a little too tall for clone troopers. We've had clone troopers around for a while now. And also, clones, I'm sure they vary in height a little bit. They don't all grow to be the exact same height. They have almost identical features, but, you know, there's screw-ups here and there when, you know, if somebody's growing up and they break a bone or something, that can stunt the growth in certain parts of the body. So I'm fine with clone troopers varying in height a little bit. It doesn't bother me. These feet bother me, though. I do not like him, and he has trouble standing up. You'd think with these big clown feet, he has to, like, lean forward a little bit. But he's standing all right there. But yeah, he's just all right. You know, posability, can do a little bit. He's got the waist swivel, so you can get him moving a bit. And I do like how his little like commas here, they don't restrict his legs that much. Not that his legs can do that much, but you know, you can get him in some poses. He can be doing some lunges. There you go. Just working out a little bit. Yeah, along with most people that I follow, subscribe to. There he goes. Yeah, most people that I follow and subscribe, they don't like the Rex either. He's outdated. Just doesn't work. And everybody's upset that they're just like repacking him for the wave coming out in 2021, which, yeah, it's a stupid decision. Rex is the most well-known clone character at this point, I'd say, like between the Clone Wars and just he's going to be popping up in The Mandalorian, supposedly. Spoiler alert, maybe, but I mean, if Ahsoka is going to be in The Mandalorian, Rex is definitely going to be with her. And they're just repacking him. And like I said, like they could have even if they repacked him and put like a new head sculpt on him or something, just like they did with this guy. But no, we're just getting Rex with his little baby helmet, his undersized helmet. He's gonna have his big doofy feet. I hope he becomes a peg warmer, but he probably won't just because of parents buying him for kids and stuff, which is unfortunate. And collectors love to just buy everything in general, especially when stores only get like a couple cases for every wave. They become sought after, but and he is not focusing, which isn't that big of a loss, but I'll put him back there for now. But yeah, Rex deserves better. You know, the hashtag like redo Rex has been going around. Redo him. It's terrible that he is getting that kind of treatment with his figure. He should be using parts from this guy. Like you could use basically that figure, just they just have to swap out a few pieces, but they've got all the elements. They just got to make like a new head, new helmet. There you go. Yeah, so Hasbro, just be like, hey, we're not coming out with that Rex, and we'd be like, thank you. And they'll be like, oh, we're gonna do him some justice. Look how big those feet are. Big clown feet. I hate them. Yeah, he's an alright figure. I would honestly say just pass on him unless you're like a Wolffe fan, or you need like every single clone. But yeah, that's my review for Clone Commander Wolffe. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.